Everyone, welcome to the Human Spectrum. Thanks for joining me today. And we got a lot to talk about as far as the Chinese. Apparently, not only do they own farmland that are very close to military bases and forts, but now they've threatened the United States. And we're going to get into those. Got some clips to show you, and we're going to run right through them. I've been working pretty hard on this stuff, so I want to get through these clips right away and kind of paint a picture for you of what's going on. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard, but we've got over 100 reports of drone sightings in Virginia now. And I also have a clip of, I believe, the governor talking about that and what he suggests the people of Virginia do. So let's go ahead and get into our Mr. McCaul, the foreign chair committee person, who was also in that closed meeting they had the other day about this drone issue. So let's take a look at that and see what we can get out of this.
Welcome back. Now to China. At least 17 U.S. military bases near Chinese-owned farmland, reportedly seeing a surge in drone activity and sightings in recent weeks. The sightings happening near bases in Hawaii and installations in Utah, California, Maine, and Florida. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Michael McCaul has been warning about the drones in focus these last couple of weeks. He says they're from China.
My judgment, based on my experience, is that those that are over our military sites are adversarial and most likely are coming from the People's Republic of China. Communist China is very good at this stuff. And we know they bought land around military bases. This would be very consistent with their policy over the last couple of years.
Now remember, he was in that classified briefing also, and his opinion is that the People's Republic of China are involved in this drone incursion. But then we have other people saying there are drones. Perhaps there are ours and there's some Chinese drones, but it gets even more interesting as we go along, because we're going to be talking about other people saying that orbs that we're seeing in the sky, and there have been sighting of orbs, are something totally different. And I actually have a clip of a person in uniform, United States military uniform. I'm going to ask you for your take on that one. I'm going to show you that one later on, where he's talking about this whole orb thing and how it's our drones. So we're not going to make this confusing, so we're going to run right along. We're going to get to the warning that we received from China just a few days ago, drawing red lines, and almost to the point where they're ready to attack if we don't abide by what you're about to hear here next on this clip. So let's get a load of this.
Tensions in the Taiwan Strait escalated today as 10 PLA aircraft and 7 planned vessels were detected operating near Taiwan up until 6 a.m. local time. Taiwan's Ministry of Defense confirmed that 4 of the aircraft breached the median line and entered Taiwan's northern, central, and southwestern air defense identification zone. The latest incursions come amid renewed warnings from Beijing to Washington over its continued support for Taiwan. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi emphasized that Taiwan remains one of the 4 red lines in U.S.-China relations during a high-profile diplomatic event in Beijing.
China firmly safeguards its sovereignty, security, and development interests, and firmly opposes the illegal and unreasonable suppression of China by the U.S., especially the gross interference of the U.S. in China's internal affairs, such as the Taiwan issue. China must make a firm and forceful response, firmly defend its legitimate rights and interests, and
So apparently that is one of 4 red lines they're drawing with the United States. He didn't really come out and say we're going to bomb you and we're going to attack your country, but you can read between the lines. They're sending a high-profile diplomat like that to make a statement on national TV for the whole world to see. On top of this Representative McCaul saying that it's his belief, I don't know if he got it from the classified briefing or not, that it's Chinese drones. So let me know what you think on that particular vague threat that we're receiving from China with 4 red lines. I'm going to look into the other 3. Got a pretty good idea of what it might be.
Move over New Jersey, Virginia, getting hundreds of reports of mysterious drone sightings across the Commonwealth. This comes after the FAA announced today drones are being temporarily banned in parts of New Jersey where these sightings first started. Raven Brown joining us live from VSB headquarters with the latest. Raven.
Well, Kurt, Virginia State Police tell me they have received more than 150 tips about drone sightings here in the Commonwealth this month. Now, they wouldn't go into details on if this is a concern or not, but they are asking for your help as they continue to investigate.
Since the start of December, we've received more than 150 tips regarding drone activity in the Commonwealth. We're investigating each of those.
Virginia State Police say they continue to investigate drone sightings across the Commonwealth. The tips are being investigated by the Virginia Fusion Center, which is a part of the Virginia State Police Homeland Security Division. Why is this a big situation?
Well, what we want the public to do, we want the public to tell us what they're seeing, especially suspicious activity. That's what we want to hear from them.
And it comes out.
So Virginia is definitely seeing an uptick in activity with drones. Apparently the state police is handling it there, at least at that particular Commonwealth. And as you heard that guy say, we want as much information from the people. And I guess what he meant to say was, whatever you give us, we're going to investigate it. So point is, Virginia is starting to see it, and it goes back to my earlier point in previous videos that this is now expanding. Especially to the West Coast, but we're almost there. We're kind of moving from east to west here. Let's go in and show you the next state that has been experiencing these drone incursions.
Mysterious drones are taking over national headlines. You've probably seen it. And now some Utahns also reported drone sightings right here in the Beehive State as well, near the Hill Air Force Base. ABC4's Yunsen Kim has more.
With mysterious drones all over the nation's headlines, some report drone sightings here in Utah as well, near the Hill Air Force Base.
I went out on my balcony and there was at least 5. I counted 5 that I could see, and I'm sure there was a lot more.
This resident.
So now Utah is experiencing possible drones or UAP over their areas in their state. But if you noticed, they were very specific about which base they were seeing these drones by. Let me bring up that map that I first showed you in the beginning. I believe it was called Hill Air Force Base, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to take a look at that really quick, because they just said in Utah it was Hill Air Force Base. So let's have a look at that. And as you can see here, follow my cursor, here's Utah, not too far away from the Dugway Proving Ground. Here's Hill Air Force Base. So just to corroborate, Chinese-owned land near Hill Air Force Base. Although they didn't specifically say anything about the Chinese owning land there, I thought it'd be prudent to put this up and show you how close those drones they're reporting as early as yesterday, right near Hill Air Force Base. I'm assuming that's one of the 17 they were talking about in the earlier clip. So that was Hill Air Force Base, and Dugway Proving Grounds not that far away. Interesting how close these properties are to Air Force bases. Personally, I don't understand how they were able to buy property that close to the Air Force Base, but, and I'm not saying that all of them are bad people. You know, we have good Chinese Americans in this country, and they come here just like every one of us for a better life or for opportunity. anything other than nefarious. I'm not saying they're all bad, but what I am saying is there's a lot of suspicious properties that are close to these bases, and I don't totally agree with the Chinese owning properties close to our bases. You want to own properties, that's fine. You want to be a farmer, you want to be a contributing citizen in this country, I agree with that. But being so close to a base, that couldn't have been your only choice. It almost looks like it was strategically done. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think all of that land is strategically done? Do you think it's half and half? Do you think it's just regular people coming here and they want to farm? Or do you think it's half of that? You got those people and you got other people that might be possibly up to nefarious intentions, because that's an easy way to start something within our country. So I want your opinion on that. Give me your comments on that particular Utah sighting situation that's near that Air Force base, Hill Air Force Base or base. So we're going to move right along to another video clip, and this is a guy who thinks that we're close to war with China, and I know you guys have heard that probably 1,000 times. We're always close to war with China. China is got a navy that's bigger than ours, but you know, they're known for stealing a lot of our technology from hacking and everything else. So sort of counterintuitive in some ways, not all, but we have the most sophisticated military in the entire world. That is still my belief, and let me know what your belief is on that. So let's go ahead and start that clip up and have a look at this.
Know if China is behind the drones, but if it is, then we have to assume that we are close to war.
That's a pretty startling statement. That guy is, I believe he's a professor, and he's an expert in U.S. and Chinese relations. He's been on several talk shows and media outlets being interviewed, and many books out. And he knows what he's talking about. I'm not saying what he's saying is true, and I necessarily believe in it, but usually when he speaks, people listen. So I wanted to bring that clip to you because, like he said, if these are Chinese drones, or at least some of them, or they're, like he said, if they are involved in some way, he believes, based on his many years of experience between learning about the relations between the Chinese and the United States, that this could possibly be leading to a war. And I'm talking a hot war. For those of you who think that we're not in any wars, I believe you're mistaken. You can leave your comments and let me know what you think. If you don't think cyber hacking is the type of war, it is. But yeah, cyber security is a big deal. How do you think they got a lot of our intelligence for some of our stuff, especially in the early to mid 2000s? It was sad. But anyways, I wanted to show you that comment from that guy there. He's an expert at this stuff, and it's pretty chilling what he says. I think it's very chilling, because the Chinese are a formidable force, and they're making vague threats. So what I'm doing is tying the pieces together to show you that it's not necessarily their drones. We can still fall back onto everything else we talked about, but there's definitely something going on, and perhaps maybe the Chinese is behind it, getting a little contentious. And I got a little something entertaining here at the end. I think it's kind of entertaining in a way, but yet if you want to take it for face value, then you would be concerned. I found this on X, and the comments on there were people in disbelief, and then other people saying, where do we go? You'll understand what I mean by that. Where do we go? And then the statements he's making with what he's wearing and his status, you know, a lot of people don't believe what he's saying, but I'm going to play it for you anyway. At the end of my video, I want to show it to my subscribers and viewers, so I'm going to go ahead and play that for you.
We are launching the drones up in the sky as of right now in New Jersey and stuff, in Texas, everywhere. Like, y'all don't gotta be afraid. Them are man-made drones, and we're doing the launching or whatever. Now, what you do have to be concerned of, my bad, my eye, but is the orbs that's inside the sky that y'all see that's glowing and stuff, that's shooting down the drones and all that. That's not a part of us. Them are actually real life aliens. Like, aliens do exist. They're above and they're below us. Yes, they do exist. And 2025 there will be a lot more of exposing the truth. Now, I can't say the reason why, but because it's already out here, so I can speak on this. Aliens are real, and we will have to evacuate sooner than later. But just be careful, keep looking up in the sky.
So let me just say right off the bat, let's go back to the comments that I saw on this. Again, a lot of them would say anybody can put on a uniform and sew on their name, and obviously he had the private logo there, which it was one that I could recognize. And they were saying, yeah, anybody can put on a uniform and say that, and just to get views or whatever. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. I thought it was interesting, and it's just for the fact that he came out in uniform and he's whistleblowing with his face on camera, and he's got his basic uniform on. People were commenting that, you know, if this was to come out, it would come out with someone higher up. That could be true. I don't know. Tell me what you think. He really didn't smile through the whole thing. He was kind of telling something that appears on his face that he was genuine about it. And we'll go back to what I said earlier. Where are we going to go? We have to evacuate. Where are we going to evacuate to? That was also another comment. Good question. And then at least 5 or 6 below that one where I'm not going anywhere. We're going to fight. And I kind of stand with those comments. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I don't know about you, but if, let's say that was something true, and that we're going to know more in 2025, and these orbs are really something that are NHI, and our drones are up there. If you go back and think about the video the other day where I showed you one drone taking out another drone out of the sky, it would kind of tie into what this guy is saying a little bit, because if it's our drones and he seems to think there's something nefarious that's going to happen in 2025, it's not far-fetched to think that these orbs are taken out, whether it's our drones or Chinese drones. But he emphatically says there are drones, the United States, and that they're dealing with something, and that's just, you know, he had some kind of permission, or it's already out there, he could talk about it, and then he left it at that. That's as far as he could go with it. He basically gave us basically 2 things. One, we might have to evacuate, which I don't agree with unless it's an absolute must and things do get crazy. Other than that, I'm going to stay and fight as much as I can and any way I can. And then the other thing is 2025, you're going to see more things happening. So he alluded to that. But then, you know, you had a lot of people on there that said they didn't believe this guy. It's kind of 50-50. You know, you always got some, you know, a few smartasses in there that make very bad comments, and I'm not going to repeat those because I don't care for comments like that. I don't care if it's on X, in person or on YouTube. I don't mind a good, debate and going back and forth. That's good dialogue because we're all learning this experience together. So yeah, I know we were on drones for the past couple of videos, but I wanted to talk about China because they made this threat, I think it was yesterday, about the fourth red line, and that apparently we've already crossed the red line by supplying Taiwan with arms, training their special forces alongside ours, and they have a lot of equipment. They can fight. I mean, Taiwan is well equipped now. They have a defensive and an offensive force, just kind of like Japan did in the past few years, where they turned into an offensive force, if you will. So, yeah, so I wanted to run those through you quick, and I didn't want to draw this out. So basically what I want to do is I wanted to bring up another perspective, which was the Chinese. And if you want to go back to the other guy saying that these were Iranian drones that were made by the Chinese and the Chinese were helping them, we can insert that into this conversation as we already did, because as you saw in the clip, if the Chinese are involved in any type of way, like that guy said, that could lead to war. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. I took a shift on a couple of things here. We kind of went away from the far side stuff, and I got into the latest mainstream news. Some weren't, but most of them were. And regarding China's threats, the land they own in the United States, and how close they are to the bases. And also let me know what you think on this land. Do you think it was strategically done? Do you think all these farmers are like sleeper cells? Or do you think there's some legitimate ones that are here just like everyone else? Just leave me your comment and let me know what you think. I would really like to know. I'll answer back and I'll debate with you. If it's your first time here, remember to subscribe. I'm always throwing up videos, and I'm always researching and finding the next best thing I can bring to you guys so that we can have a little dialogue. And yes, I'm still working on that interview, so I didn't forget about that. If you have any videos or images, like I always say, or even information, I have 2 emails in the description. If you have the ability to, and you catch anything, whether it's on camera or images or even information, please do send me a copy of it. If it's a video or image, all I need is a first name and a location, or a handle if you're comfortable, instead of a name and a location. And the reason why I ask for that is just in case someone else close by you sees the same thing, and then I can put the 2 locations together as we analyze it here on the human spectrum. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll be back with another video shortly. So you guys take care of yourselves, and have a good day or night wherever you are.